Today we're going to talk about natural oral care and how important it is to take care of the mouth. Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Minke. This is Minke Wellness. And there's a lot of things to talk about in talking about the mouth. So one of the big things that we have to talk about is the first part of our wellness strategy of stop poisoning ourselves, or just not putting toxins in the body. And this is where the mouth and toothpaste issues become really important, and you really need to get this one for your wellness. Okay, so we'll talk about toothpaste and toxicity here in a moment. But we got a lot more to talk about in the mouth, so we're going to cram it all into this one short video. And that is that we actually have a bacterial environment in the mouth, kind of a precursor environment to what happens in the gut. And so we need to talk about the biome and the bacteria in the mouth and how important it is to maintain a good environment in the mouth, just like it is in the gut. Okay, so let's talk about these things. First of all, this basic part of our wellness strategy of stop poisoning ourselves. If you read the label on a standard toothpaste, we're talking about just your standard commercial toothpaste that you see. I won't name any brand names because you'll recognize all of them. It will have on the label, you can look at it, it will show you that it says a poison control label. In other words, it's required to have, it says do not ingest. If you ingest, call Poison Control Center. Okay, so why, first of all, the question then comes up, why in the world would you put something in your mouth that you couldn't ingest? Because, and the reason I bring this up is because buccal cavity, this is the buccal cavity, the mouth is called the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity absorption is 90% efficient compared to the stomach, which is often, it can be down to 60, 70% efficient for absorption. In other words, it's more efficient at absorbing material, some certain material through the mouth, buccal cavity, than if you swallowed it. Okay, so wait a minute. If it's toxic, I certainly don't want to be agitating my mouth with this stuff, because that's going to go right into the bloodstream, absorb right into the bloodstream. If I swallow it, at least I have my liver and my stomach and my liver to protect me and try to detoxify that or prevent whatever that toxin is from getting into the body. Well, this way I have no defense against it. It goes straight into my bloodstream and straight to my brain. So it's very important what you put in your mouth, because that is really going to go right up to your brain. Very important to watch out for that. So we definitely don't want anything toxic in our toothpaste. So this brings up a big alert. Whoa, wait a minute. I've got not just a mild toxicity. I have a toxicity label that's so great that the Federal Drug Administration, the FDA, requires a poison control label. So you need to look that up and find out how big that is, because it has to be significantly toxic before they are forced. You know they wouldn't put anything on the label that they didn't have to. It certainly wouldn't want to warn off anyone from using their product. And I don't know how they get away with it. I really don't. But as long as they tell you it's poisonous, we can continue using it. I'm like, run that one by me again? Okay. So what is so poisonous and toxic about commercial toothpaste? Turns out that fluoride is toxic. We know this. In fact, now fluoride's been linked to Alzheimer's dementia. Did you know that? I mean, these are research studies been shown that fluoride has now been linked to Alzheimer's dementia. Whoa, wait a minute. I thought we should be doing fluoride. I thought, when you go to the dentist, they talk about fluoride treatments, and we're supposed to swish and spit it out. First of all, let me ask the question, when you swish with fluoride and spit it out, does any of that fluoride get down your throat? Let's just say, for example, that none of it did, okay? And you just swished it in your mouth and spit it out. Well, what about the fluoride that's still hanging around? Did any of that absorb into the bloodstream? Yeah. I mean, we're talking about an ion. Fluoride is tiny, okay? Now, here's the other thing. If you were to put dip, like tobacco, in your lip and sit there and suck on it, would you get nicotine into your bloodstream? Well, yeah, that's why people do it, okay? So how big is nicotine as a molecule compared to fluoride, an ion? Oh, huge difference, right? Huge, right? These are like the football stadium versus the football. That's how big a difference the size is from these molecules. So I'm pretty sure, now I had a conversation with a dentist one time, and I asked him, well, Have there been any studies that evaluate whether fluoride is getting into the bloodstream when you swish it in the mouth? He said he hadn't seen one. I said, well, don't you think that would be an important study to do before you recommend doing fluoride? Because we're already saying it's already well documented that fluoride in the bloodstream, bad idea, so bad that we have to put a poison control label on it. Okay, so my point is, when we're talking about the mouth and personal care products and all the rest of it, we definitely have to start with the idea of no toxicity. We're not going to poison ourselves. Well, I don't know how to get away with this, how to get away from the obvious of saying, okay, they're admitting on the label that it's poisonous. So that's a no-go for me. I'm done. I can't use that toothpaste. There are other ingredients in toothpaste that even natural toothpaste can contain that I still wouldn't approve of. Sodium lauryl sulfate is a sudsing agent. I've seen toothpaste that quote-unquote call themselves natural that still have sodium lauryl sulfate in them. There's a number of different those types of things that are in toothpaste. So I just like, you know what? It's so important to make sure you have a pure product with toothpaste because that is absorbing straight into the bloodstream. I don't want anything. I want it to be completely natural. If I didn't have Young Living, I would just use baking soda, okay? And I would just put, baking soda and swish it around. In fact, every once in a while when we get out or we travel and we didn't bring our toothpaste with us, guess what? We can't go to the store and buy one. We just go ahead and use a baking soda. But we don't have to if we can figure out each of these products. So I'm going to share with you, Young Living actually has 4 toothpastes. I only have 3 of them, so I'm just going to have to talk about the other one. But we have our original Dentarome. Oh, that's a lot of glare. Okay, here's our Dentarome Plus, okay? And this Dentarome is very minty. It is a baking soda based paste. So it's kind of, it spreads very nicely, and we actually use it for deodorant. I know that sounds weird, but it works amazing for deodorant. You just take a little dollop, put it underneath, and you're good all day long. It's amazing. So anyway, for toothpaste, the Dentarome Plus, is that upside down? It is. The Dentarome Plus toothpaste, very minty, has the, the thieves in it, but very minty. Here's the thieves Aroma Bright, okay? This is the Aroma Bright toothpaste, and this one is kind of a in-between a watery and a paste, okay? So it's kind of a little bit of a watery paste or a looser paste. Again, fairly minty, but not quite as strong as the Dentarome Plus. And then there's the Kid Sense toothpaste, okay? And the Kid Sense toothpaste in a fun label. This is very citrusy, and it's really yummy. The wonderful thing about this, if you ever worried, I don't know about you, but have you ever worried that your kids might actually be swallowing that toothpaste that says do not ingest? Which, like I said, I've already told you it's worse to put it in your mouth than it is to swallow it. So they'd probably be better off swallowing it. Not that I'm advocating for doing that. But what I'm saying is, has that ever bothered you? Well, I don't worry about this. They can swallow this. In fact, my kids, I think, just do. I don't think they even spit anything out. And so this is just fabulous, very citrusy. And again, this is a very nice consistency. This is a little bit, it's not that hard. Now, the reason I keep referring to hard is because the one I don't have, the Dentarome Ultra, is a white, chalky paste, a much more stiff paste. And so it's much more like the ones that they use at the dentist, where they put that little thing and they put the polisher on there. So it has some polisher components in it, and so that's kind of it's a very different consistency. Some people like that and get the effect of that. So 4 different toothpaste options. They're all completely non-toxic, have great ingredient lists on them. You can look at a number of, like the Dentarome Plus, for example, has the xylitol in it. And then, of course, there's stevia side on there, which actually, in and of itself has some good. I can't actually. I have to be compliant. I can't make all the statements. It's very frustrating that I can find. You're going to have to do yourself. You look up these studies yourself. You can just type in the names of ingredients and look at the studies, and then you can see for yourself just based on titles. They have various different studies for these things. So there's something that has come up in the discussions, and as we talk about essential oil based toothpaste, there's been some people that have said, oh no, You shouldn't use essential oil-based toothpaste because that can affect the bacteria in the mouth, and the bacteria in the mouth is very important. And yes, I agree, the bacteria in the mouth is very important. I can tell you right now that studies that were done, that I looked into it pretty deeply. I looked all the way down to the primary study, and the studies that were done that showed if you sterilize the mouth, and I'm talking about sterilize your mouth, I mean, this is with a nasty chemical antibiotic, antifungal antibiotic compound, and when they sterilized the mouth in the rats, they would lose some gut benefit from the mouth, if, in other words, as a consequence of sterilizing the mouth, they would lose some digestive benefit. I'm not going to get into all the details of it. So there is a significant effect. If you sterilize your mouth, you're going to hurt your gut. That's basically what the message is, and I believe that message. The question is an essential oil toothpaste going to sterilize your mouth? We should be so lucky that we could make such a strong suggestion that a few drops of essential oil switched around in your mouth could create a sterile environment. That, my friends, is not going to happen. I would love to suggest that it would, because that would give us some pretty powerful language. Not going to happen, okay? Not a chance. It's more likely in today's toxic world, with the stress that we have and too much sugar and too many minerals, and minerals meaning like toxic compounds, metals and mercury and lead and all those things. It's more likely that our mouth environment is out of balance and actually is growing bad bacteria, and maybe even worse, different parasite type creatures, which I've actually seen when evaluating the mouth creatures by microscopy. I'm a PhD in cell biology, and I know what I'm doing when I look under a microscope, and we have found some interesting things in people's mouths when we did a quick little study one time at the clinic, when Young Living had a clinic in Utah. So this idea that essential oils are going to wipe out the biome in the mouth, not a chance. It's not going to happen. But I do believe, and it's been my experience in terms of my own mouth health, that the essential oils will help maintain a healthy environment so that the right bacteria can have a chance to bloom and grow and be present in the mouth. And that's really what we want, is we want a good environment. It's the environment, it's the health of the gums, it's the immune system that's in the mouth, in the tissues, that, it's the immune system. That we've got these great lymph nodes back here that we call tonsils and adenoids that most of us in my age have had ripped out surgically. Mine are gone. But these are what keep the mouth in good balance. And I experience that the essential oils help that happen. So I am absolutely opposed to the idea, and it is purely an idea, it is a hypothetical. There is no documentation that suggests that essential oils would do such a thing. My experience of the essential oil-based toothpaste and products, here's the Thieves mouthwash as well, is that it actually gives my mouth a chance to provide a good environment for the right bacteria. Now, I haven't done any studies myself. I'm only going on my experience directly with how healthy my mouth is compared to the way it used to be. Okay, I just really feel like it's got a good balance. And I've talked to other people in the similar fashion. They'll go to the dentist, they say, wow, almost nothing we have to clean. Your mouth, your teeth are so clean. What have you been doing for the last 6 months? And they say, well, actually, I started using an essential oil toothpaste from Young Living, and it goes from there. And I don't know about you, you should be definitely telling your dentist and your dental hygienist about Young Living toothpaste, because they will see the difference, and you can share with me your stories. But I'm not the only one. Many people are having their dental hygienist and their dentist notice how nice their mouth is, how nice their teeth is, how clean things are using the Dentarome or the various other Young Living toothpaste. So awesome products. So that's just a little bit of a discussion here about the mouth, how important the bacteria is, how important it is to be clean, and how important it is, very important, to not toxify yourself through the mouth. Wow, that is so important. So please do yourself a big wellness favor and change over to a natural toothpaste. And I have not seen any toothpaste that compares to Young Living's. Happy wellness. We'll see you tomorrow.